They're usually on, I guess. But, oh, hey! Welcome back to the Wayward 7. I am your Forever DM, Will. And as always, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in once again this Wednesday night. So before we get started, as usual, we have some announcements to go around.
So I'll be honest. I was preparing for President's Day, and I was going to do a bit related to that. And then I was reminded that also this week is Mardi Gras.
Down here, yeah.
Yep.
Don't know how you forget
if you're in the southern half of the United States. Yeah, so we don't have any Mardi Gras beads. I tried to party as best I could without them. There is a tradition, a way to get Mardi Gras beads if you don't have them, but we can't do that on stream.
No, we can't.
We're stuck without beads, but yeah, just party hard, and if you like to party, then we do too, and so you should subscribe.
Okay, alright. Lauren, got some stuff to say?
As always, you can tune into the Instagram at @thewayward7, where we will post updates. We post when episodes are live. We also post, spoilers out of context. And we are still working on projects to come in later in the year. Like, each of us taking our own turn to DMs. That way the Forever DM is no longer the Forever DM. And
we'll see what we can do about that.
We'll see what we can do about that if our skills are up to par.
All right, so thank you for that. So if there's any more announcements, anybody got something to say? No?
Let's do it.
Good, let's get it. Let's get into tonight's game.
All right.
Oh my god, it's perfect.
That's mine.
Brazier?
Point away.
Or the brazier?
Hi, welcome back to the Wayward 7. We're having important conversations behind the Fade to Black. Welcome back. So, last time we left off, the party traveled from Ravenhelm through teleportation back to Volhelm. From Volhelm, they opted to stay the night and then travel through the Hunter's Valley to Pluterhöll, a large underground city of sorts built into a massive rock just to the south of Volhelm. So, with that being said, the party made their way through the forest, dodging fires, getting some cash stolen, unfortunately, and encountering a large purple dragon-like thing. But that being said, they have made their way to Pluterhöll and have found themselves within the massive stony walls. As you look out upon this city, just stabling your birds for the night you've paid for, you look over to the spires of the towers that kind of hold up the cave ceiling here, the bridges that interconnect them, the kind of elevator lifts that go in between as the kind of pulleys go up and down. from a mysterious source of power that you don't quite see from here. However, looking down into the basin of the city, you see that there appears to be merchants, travelers, a much more lively atmosphere than the one you previously encountered at Ravenhelm. So, with that being said, what are you guys doing?
What should we do?
Well, we don't want to waste any time. We should get straight to it, finding the brazier as soon as we can.
Might want to keep a lookout for the other champions. Just because my brother's here, which means that Deviri's here. And...
Oh, man!
yes, I'll keep an eye out.
Let's see what the next challenge may be.
Alright, so, heading down the center of town, you get some odd looks here and there, mostly from the diversity of the party here, but most people seem to be kind of expecting different sorts of people from different places to be kind of traveling in and out. You see lots of families, lots of soldiers specifically, as well as a heavy mercantile presence, but not necessarily that of selling, but more of buying. You gather that this year, and you would know, being from Haras, that this place itself is a large export of stones, of gems, of other sorts of interesting goods, mostly volcanics, I would say. That being said, heading towards the center of town where you're told where the brazier was, you see it has already been lit by some other groups who are down there, and you see kind of people are not necessarily waiting in a line, but they are kind of standing around waiting their turn.
Gosh, I wish I could have sold my ruby ring here.
Sorry.
Still can.
No. It's gone is the thing.
Oh, that one, yeah. No, it was stolen.
Yeah.
Said still can't. Thanks for rubbing that one.
Straight up
Still
jet.
can if you find it.
Is there among the champions that are waiting to be checked in any familiar faces and or bodies?
Make a perception check.
Uh-oh.
The way you worded it sounded like you meant there was already like dead bodies on the ground.
People are dead. They're everywhere.
those?
It's
Any
a
of those?
terrible massacre.
It's not another Ravenhelm
Uh-oh.
situation, guys.
12.
I'd say a 12 is enough to recognize some of the more imposing figures that you do recognize. As the one currently talking to Mithra at the fire is Hest Allbreaker.
Cool.
And you do notice just behind them does appear to be Zinhat
Oh, so it's just an
alone. That being one of Nikolaus's advisors.
Mentors, whatever you want to call him.
One of those, yeah, sure. So,
Dara looks at him admiringly.
at Hest,
Yes.
1000% listening to whatever Mithra is saying, and a few minutes pass and kind of gives a nod and walks by her and starts heading towards one of the spires of the city. So that being said, time goes by, you see Zinhat approach. Zinhat kind of gives a deep bow, and he also kind of breaks away from the group. He does not seem to notice you guys.
Oh, I thought he was giving it like he saw us. And gave
No, he was giving a bow to Mithra.
He's a bit.
Kind of breaks away and politely makes his way towards another section of the city.
Going in that direction, yeah.
Guess we will patiently wait our turn.
Alright. As you do, another 20 or so minutes pass by, and eventually you make your way to the front of the crowd. As Mithra looks, the foreigners. She holds out the book. Stamp.
Stamp it.
You stamp
I
it?
think I have it. Or did you have it?
I think
I have
one of y'all has it.
Oh. Oops.
Stamp.
Don't do that.
I stamp. You pretend to stamp, and then I do it after you.
I guess you're making us look stupid.
Take turns with the stamp, guys.
Am I next?
So, that being said, you stamp the book and she closes it. So, your quarry here is going to be an elemental of sorts. They can be found roaming on the surface of the stone or deep within the mines. It is up to you which one you should seek out. The elevators are located at the spire's centers. So, If you wish to pursue the mines, head towards the western spire. If you wish to head towards the surface, head towards the eastern spire.
I want to go wherever Hess did not go.
Hest went towards the western spire.
And that was the mines?
Yes.
And I'm guessing that
I suggest the skies.
Zenhad went to the surface of it, so
Yes.
either way.
That being said, you are more than welcome to ask around town, but you are to bring the prize of an elemental. So,
Let's get it done.
So it sounds like maybe if it's the mines, the chance of it being like, you know, an earth or like some kind of rock elemental is high versus a surface could maybe there be other kinds of elementals. I could be wrong, but that's just a guess.
I guess we'll just have
Seems-
to find out.
We can.
Seems reasonable to me.
I say. I'm guessing we're away from the brazier now. That we're.
yeah, I assumed you guys would walk away unless you had any more questions for Mithra.
Oh,
I
actually,
nod respectfully.
She gives a
I
nod.
bow.
She nods.
I was gonna.
What?
Because it was two. It was a 4 and a 6 here. Yes.
On
our
your
list.
cheat sheet, yeah.
On our cheat sheet, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it'd be better to ask the locals. I'm gonna curtsy. And go away.
Zedia?
So,
Separate yourself.
should we ask around town and see if there's because we know from our map that there's a 4 and a 6 here. So should we try and figure out which one might have the higher level or lower level depending on which one we take? Because
Yes.
we know that if we take the higher the level is, the bigger the prize will be, and the more points we get, and the better chance we have of beating everyone else.
Are we ready for a level 6 crew? Are we ready?
I'm ready for anything.
Are the how many points did Grigori say the cloak thing was worth?
He said 6 or 7, right?
6 or 7.
Okay.
So what kind of weapons we got here? We are prepared for a rock kind of creature, being all like, oh, I made a rock. You know? We ready for that?
I can tell you I don't expect my rapier or crossbow bolts to do much against rocks.
I can attest to that as well.
I don't know if any of my weapons could go for any type of elemental, to be honest.
I mean, the least we can do is try, but we might as well see what kind of elementals we'd find and what would be the best route to take one down.
For me, each elemental will have its own
Challenge?
challenges. Yes.
Yes.
I've never run into one before. Would I have
An elemental?
an elemental read about it in any of the books from my studying back home?
You do a lot of studies. Make a history check.
17.
What are you trying to ascertain with this? Just any knowledge on elementals?
Yes, if I remember reading about any elementals. And
You've
specifically-
definitely read about them. There are the basic ones from the planes of the earth, wind, and fire, and water. And you would know that they each respectively produce their own types of elemental. However, ice elementals, steam, volcanic, there's a very large array within the elements that they can take form. And some elementals are not even specifically attuned to such places. They can simply be of that plane. And you rolled a 17?
Mm.
Yeah, I'd say you know that they can come in many shapes and forms, not necessarily that of rock or fire or water.
Would I have read anything about ways to take them down?
No.
Fair enough.
I feel like Allbreaker probably would have gone deeper to get a larger target.
Honestly, me too.
Fair assumption.
I mean,
I have a feeling.
So, I mean,
I'm sure that both Hest and Nicholas both wanted to go for high targeted ones, so I'm guessing there's a mixture of both low and high target ones in both locations. It's just a matter of which one.
Can Nicholas fly?
No, but he has someone who can.
So, like, they could fly above ground. Maybe that's why they chose him. Just so
that
they
is
could
true.
fly around.
We
and
do
do
have people
things.
that can fly. Maybe that would help.
I mean, I know Hess too can
Well,
fly
he
on his
can't-
creature, but he's
he
so
doesn't-
strong.
He doesn't have his creature with him.
Oh, he doesn't. He had to board the creature.
So when
Did
when
we
she
see
met,
his wyvern in the?
Oh, okay. The mystery deepens.
Okay.
well, it's like the
You
law
killed
that,
it.
like
I hope not.
mounts aren't allowed on in the city. So I mean, regardless, he wouldn't have it down in the mines.
Yeah.
So when she said surface of the stone, that means like above the giant rock that is the city. Okay. Just,
Presumably, yeah.
I think still the best thing would be to ask around and see what we can find out. Maybe even find potions. Like something for health. Maybe.
Yeah, you guys can spend some time around the city.
Let's do that. And we can ask around while we're there.
Yeah.
All right. So, that being said, what are you guys doing?
I guess looking for a magic shop
Okay. So, go ahead and make a perception check for me.
or a
Can I help him?
potion or magic shop.
Sure. Make it with advantage.
18.
18. Looking around, there doesn't necessarily seem to be an outgoing magic shop, kind of like Embers and Ashes, but you do find an interesting little shop known as Whitewood that seems to be selling objects of interest, as it says so on the sign.
I guess I will enter and convey that to my friends.
All right, so you guys have all been traveling together, I presume.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you kind of come across the stone carved building of Whitewood, and see that the sign itself is made out of a lighter kind of ashen wood. And you see as Derek kind of pushes open the door. It is a very kind of dusty, musty kind of area that has this kind of awful sulfurous smell. Inside this interior, you kind of see it's a mostly open floor with lined with racks around it, and kind of counter in the back with a little kind of doorway. There also seems to be stairs that go up that are kind of closed off with a little rope. But you see kind of most of the items here kind of seem to be these large stones that are on display with little price tags and names by them. And kind of sitting by the counter, you see this sleeping dwarf with kind of a bald head and kind of graying beard. And as the door kind of opens, you hear the bell, and you see the dwarf kind of, hello, hey, what can I do for you?
Hello, we were coming to see some of your wares.
Oh, you are come to Whitewood for the finest gems and items around. What are you looking for, lad?
Do I see like what kind of stuff is on the wall?
Yeah, so now that you're inside taking a better look, you see that many gems, different sorts of diamonds, sorts of rubies, emeralds, some other ones that seem to kind of be display pieces. You see fossils, as well as large kind of chunks of labeled obsidian. You see some interesting weapons being made out of some of these stones. I would say the thing that stands out to you most, Dara, would be a spear with an obsidian head on it. You see lots of these arrows, bolts, with different sorts of rocks kind of used for their tips. The most frequent one being obsidian. And as the old kind of dwarf kind of hobbles around, you see he is kind of walking with a crutch and missing a leg.
Right, so, are you adventurers, yeah?
Yes, sir. What
You need some sharp weapons, so gonna go fight some rocks, mans, or some, you going to the mines or up topside?
what's the different? What is primarily in the mines and above the
The
stone?
mines is connected to the Underdark. There's tons of stuff down there. Lots of nasty shit, but going topside is all the wyverns and dragons and whatnot are up there. I ain't seen no dragon in a while, but not since it took me lake. But there's lots of stuff everywhere. You're gonna need something sharp.
And he kind of hobbles over, kind of puts his hand on the spear.
This'll get it done. This is the sharpest thing ever.
What about against elementals?
Kind of hobbles towards the more gem-colored arrows and weapons.
These are lined with elemental properties. And they would do more damage than, per se, a generic arrow or spear or... Can't really make a sword. There's a hammer over here.
Are there crossbow bolts?
There are crossbow bolts, yeah.
What's the price tag on the arrows?
Depending on what kind, the diamond ones are the most expensive.
Of course.
Being for a bushel of 10 being 100 gold.
That's for diamond. That's
For the diamond, that's the
most
highest, the most expensive
okay.
one there.
Everything will be lower than
The sapphire ones are labeled for a bundle of 10, being 70 gold. The bundle of ruby-tipped arrows being 50 gold, and the bundle of emerald arrows being 40 gold.
So, what do each of these these are for each different elementals? that they
Oh,
target?
different, but the diamonds one work on just about everything. So
Are
if you
there-
want your bases covered, there's the diamonds. Enchanted, of course, and then if you want a bit more of a... You want something a bit more just basic, but better. The obsidian ones I heavily recommend.
Really in the character here.
So the obsidian would also work in elementals.
Oh yeah, it would not as good as, say, the others, but...
So like, if we would put obsidian and diamond next to each other, diamond would for sure hit the mark.
Definitely. Diamond-tipped arrows. Hey, that'll do it.
Just, are the crossbow bolts similarly
Yeah, they're
tipped?
similar tips, similarly priced, yeah. They're like shorter but thicker.
How much for the spear?
Hey, the spear's a beaut.
And he kind of walks over. The spear would be priced at 252.
But this spear, it won't break on you. That obsidian up there is enchanted. Let me tell you, not going to break anytime soon.
Could you take 200?
Make a persuasion check.
An 8.
I don't think I could. I spent a lot of time on this spear in particular.
I forgot I have a diamond in my inventory.
Yeah? A large one, right?
How much would this be if I sold it to you?
Kind of takes the diamond and hobbles over back towards the counter and begins to kind of rummage through the drawers behind until he finds a kind of little tiny spyglass. Kind of holds it up.
Give you 400 for it.
400?
Yeah.
Didn't I get this like priced at Khalees's?
You got it priced. You definitely got it priced by the goblin lady who said it was next to worthless.
No, but Khalees also identified it.
Khalees did give her a price.
Yeah, what'd she
And
get?
it's,
What'd she get you?
I'm trying.
Take your notes.
I did take notes. I'm trying to find.
I feel like it was like 500 or something.
I want to say it was 500.
Sounds about right.
Trying to figure out.
Wait, was it 5,000?
It's 5 actually. 5 more billion.
I actually got $5 million from this diamond.
So
I'm still looking.
okay.
If,
So
if there's other things.
he puts the diamond back on the table.
I got some other stuff if you're interested. What you looking for?
I may need to borrow some money.
Do you have any potions?
I got some potions. But most of my stock's been taken up, so I've only got kind of the top shelf stuff left.
He walks over, or hobbles rather, and kind of grabs a large crate and kind of slams it on top of the countertop, full of these very large red potions.
I don't know if you could afford it.
What are you trying to say?
Are you going to ask for a price?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's your answer.
Okay,
So am I just supposed to know how much you charge for your potions? I'm confused.
400 per bottle.
Okay, yeah, I know.
Well, looks like I can still read ya.
I have down the tiara is worth 900 gold, but I said keep diamond. But I don't know.
You sold the tiara too.
I sold the tiara, the gold part of the tiara. I didn't write down what the cost of the diamond by itself was, but
He priced it around 400. That's what I'll tell you.
I remember it being a lot.
yeah, I remember it being a good
Sure.
bit.
So
Maybe
not
hold
bad.
off until you can find that.
Or you can bring this up to him if you want.
I did keep it in case it was going to be needed for a spell. I'm going to keep it.
Okay, keep it. All right.
Where can I borrow some money?
What are you gonna buy, Grace?
Some crossbow bolts.
How much was that?
Depends. on
You
the
know
time.
what? I'll sell this to you
Of
for
the
500.
diamonds.
Are these
Diamond.
enchanted?
Make a
or-
persuasion check.
Yes.
Is it persuasion?
Yep.
17.
I'll throw you 50
Okay.
That's too hard.
if you want to split it.
I'll do 430.
450.
435.
450. I know what this is worth.
That might be, but I have to still sell it. I have to process it. Got to make the arrow somehow. Got to afford the rest of the materials. So, 435, take it or leave it.
It does say, yeah, it says like in the equipment thing, it says 5,000 under the cost. Yeah,
Not that one.
that's because it's generic. Diamond.
Yeah, you just added a diamond.
Yeah.
I mean, do we have to sell it right now, or?
You don't have to sell it, but he's offering you 435 right now.
I would hold off. I mean, it would be helpful for the things. but-
I just really don't want money afterwards.
Are y'all gonna be able to like use the thing?
Maybe we can get some more money.
I doubt it. Everybody else you're going to try to sell that to is going to give you a much lower buying price.
Well, I was gonna say, maybe we see something of value when we go into the mines.
Oh,
Something that you might want.
really? What would that be?
You tell me.
So you're saying you'd be willing to make a trade deal of sorts?
Maybe.
Make a persuasion check.
What did he say his name was again?
He did not say his name. He didn't get there.
8.
8.
Well, if you're asking to borrow it, I'm afraid I can't do that. But I do have some requests that maybe if they were to be fulfilled, I could offer a discounted price or straight cash.
And what might those be?
Well, I have a need for some stuff down in the mines. Can't quite make the journeys like I used to. But I would appreciate, I don't know, a cart full of ember coals.
Ember coals?
No, they're just hot coals. You find them near fire elemental locations. It's kind of like their excretions, but they burn for quite a long time.
So it helps with creating all your
Keeps the
weapons.
furnace hot so I don't have to push it up and down all the time.
Question, when it comes to fire elementals, are they the toughest ones down there?
Good question.
I used to go down there all the time. I'd say probably not the toughest. There's what you don't want to find is amalgamation
Amalgamation.
of any elemental. It's when a lot of them cluster together like a flippin' rat king. They get lost in each other and it's just way worse.
Well then, if we're going to be going and getting these coals for you, I'm gonna grab the diamond crossbow bolts.
I'm
Okay.
grabbing them.
I'm gonna need something to take care of this amalgamation.
Well, I'm gonna need some money so that you can do that if you're taking those with you.
I'm gonna set 50 gold on the counter.
I'm doing the same with the
50?
Who's at 100?
I understand that's your typical price. I figured we made some sort of arrangement. We're doing you a favor, you do us a favor, to ensure we can make it back with your favor.
Make a persuasion check.
21.
21. Tell you what, I'll cut you some slack. 75 for the diamonds. You come back, pay the 25 with either the bounty that I'm going to put out for the job, or you just pay it back right fold. Yeah? 75 for the 10 bolts.
Maybe we should just pay the full thing, you know, so that we don't feel like we have to get
I'll
something.
I'll pay the full thing.
I'll give you 50, he gives you 50, and we don't have to run for it soon.
How about this? I'll pay full for a bolt of the diamond arrows, and if we do manage to bring back that cart of, it was what kind of coals you said? It was
Ember coals.
ember coals. If we can bring back a cart or maybe more, you will give us more bolts of those arrows, or something else from your store in exchange for doing the job.
Thanks for making a persuasion check.
23.
23, nice. I don't know if I can give anything away, but how about a discount? Sound fair? Large summary discount.
I think that's fair.
Alright,
You get something out of it, we get something out of it.
bring me the ember coals. For that base job, though, I'll give you for a cart full, and I do mean a whole cart. It's outside, you can take it with you. 500 gold.
Sounds good.
You'll get that. And upon return, I'll give you a discount for one item in my shop.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Excellent. Alright, and he kind of howls around, kind of opens the door and kind of walks over to the side, and you kind of see where he has his own kind of stable set up with a large reptilian beast of burden. I can't let you take this one down in the mines, but you can carry the cart. You're a big man. You got it. And it is a sizable cart, 4 wheels.
I assume I'm about at his eye level.
The dwarf? Yeah.
Just
Yep. Hard, right?
Alright, I
And
gave
what-
you that 50, by the way.
okay.
what was
So
your name?
so I'm just getting the
My name was Bert
Bert?
Pierce.
Bert what?
Pierce.
Pierce. Bert
Yeah.
Pierce.
Pierce.
Alright, well. We will bring you back a cart, maybe more.
Bring back more, I might throw something else on top of it. And you kind of see wobbles back towards the shop. Alright. I know your faces and you're part of the champions something or other, so if you steal my car, I guess I'll, I don't know, hire people to kill you. Huge. He slams the door shut.
okay. So I did get the diamond crossbow bolts.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, for 100 gold, yeah.
What
I also.
what do I add?
So for this one, you would just add a +1 bolts, 10 of them.
Okay.
And I would put in parentheses the diamond, just so I know for the future.
Okay.
So, that you have the cart.
Well, do we want to rest before we go, or do you want to go ahead and say, screw it, let's do it?
How long has gone by in the day? I mean, how long has this taken us?
It's outside, it's nightfall. Inside, it's hard to tell. It was about dusk when you guys made it your way to Pluterhöll, but it's up to you guys, I'd say. It's dark here.
Yeah, we need to talk.
I guess we could take a rest and then get at it first thing in the morning.
Have we decided the mines or?
Well, I just picked up a cart,
Oh gosh.
and they're offering us 500 gold.
I think we should go into the mines.
2 birds, 1 stone.
I'm just a little worried, you know.
Well, I mean, we did, I guess, already agree to the mines.
We need to be worried wherever we go.
Especially with somewhat enemies in both sections, excluding the elementals. So, yes.
Just warning you, I might not be the most helpful, but I will heal you.
Oh. You're firing right
Yeah.
Okay.
That's fine. That's all we need.
Okay. So what are you guys doing?
I don't want to waste any time, though.
I'm ready to go if you guys want to go ahead.
I think we should go right away. Work through the night.
Let's
You guys
do it.
only stabled your mounts for 1 night, so.
now. I think it's best to go then.
Yeah.
Get right to it.
All right. So you guys just heading out?
Hopefully it only takes us a day.
What happens if we don't get back in time? I mean,
For what?
to get our mounts. Are they gonna just charge us more? Or
Generally,
A late fee?
They could be. There could be a late fee if they're still there. They could be auctioned off. They could be repurposed.
I guess I'll go to the stables and go ahead and pay an extra
Okay.
2 days.
Okay. So that for each one that'll be 4 gold. Big cash.
4 gold total.
Yep. Total. So you go pay the stable
Just
master.
pay for them to keep one of them for 2 days.
That being said, you guys have the cart. You have the city. If you still want to do something here, there's the 3 spires. The westernmost being the one that was set to the mines. The easternmost towards the upper areas.
To the mines.
All right. So, as you make your way towards the western of the spire, westernmost spire, you see that there's while the roads themselves kind of almost loop over themselves, crossing up in this almost double helix manner, going up the sides of the spire, where homes, businesses seem to kind of be flourishing here. Businesses closer towards the bottom, and eventually up towards the upper platforms. You do see that here at this large kind of gateway where you presume people are going down, you see that there's a lot of people. Champions of sorts. And as you're kind of looking over the crowd, you hear the Hrothgar kind of shouting over, "We have to wait for each group to come back before another can go down. Please be patient."
ooh,
Is it?
You hear an uproar from the crowd. This is some horse stuff. You know, lots of well, I can't wait here for 6 days. Lots of uproar here.
Is Hest one of them?
You do not see Hess there.
I'm gonna. Do you think that if we said that we're doing a job for a shopkeeper, we might be able to go down faster? Or do you think that might cause us trouble because we are champions?
Well, there's no reason for the Hrothgar to know that we're champions. If we're able to...
We're literally wearing
You got your Forerunner.
Forerunner garb. We have the thing, the symbol.
That's
how
I
long
don't
is the
think that
line?
we should.
I'm talking to him in my head.
Oh, sorry.
how long is the line? You did hear over here people talking about like almost a week,
Yeah.
depending on, and that could have been blown out of exaggeration, but it also could be maybe they don't come back up.
So,
Remind me the logos that we have. That's like just a ribbon. or
It's
something?
it's kind of like a tabard of sorts, that kind of like just a cloth that hangs from your waist off to the side.
So it's removable and or hideable.
Technically, yeah.
do you want me to discuss the others?
I think we should try to hide our Forerunner markings and just play that we're working the job.
For sake of time, I'm going to relay the message to the other two.
Yep.
Okay, remind me again the name of the man we're working for?
Bot.
Interesting.
Bert.
Say
Bert.
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 Pearson?
Bert Piers.
Piers.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I assume we're
Whitewood.
all...
Whitewood is.
White.
Whitewood is the shop.
Alright. Wait, what?
Whitewood.
Whitewood is the shop.
I guess. Let's do it.
Alright, so
Or at least try.
You taking the cart and trying to push it to the front of the crowd?
By the way,
Yep.
is there anyone we see in the line before we do this thing?
Oh yeah, do I see if there's...
Rena, go ahead and make a perception check. Go for it.
Can I help Rena?
Sure.
Was that called Whitewood? The shop?
Whitewood, W-H-Y.
Whitewood.
Whitewood. Yes, yeah, you got it.
17.
17. Rena, as you are looking amongst the crowd, you do recognize some of them. Not necessarily anybody, you don't recognize Hest or Deviri or Nikolaus, but you do recognize some members of the Oloni brothers, as well as some of the orcs you saw from the tavern originally.
Have they seen us yet, or are they very distracted?
I would say they're all fairly distracted, but there's a chance they may not recognize you on sight.
I guess
This is kind of risky, guys.
it is
I mean-
risky.
If anybody says, oh, well, you're champions, we can just say, yes, but we were picking up a job to help Shopkeeper Fest.
Yeah.
Okay.
What if they disqualify our artifact?
If they say anything against it, we can just say, if you'd rather us fight, we can. Just play it safe and play it, I guess, best we can.
I don't know. I think this is a bad idea.
It's a bad idea, but it's about
I
the only
think
one.
it's certainly believable. I think that we could say we tried to go to the surface and the wait was too long, so now we're just doing odd jobs to pass the time.
That sounds like a load of BS, but they might.
We can
They
just
might
say
like
that.
it.
We can just say that. While we're here in the city, we got hired for a job, so we're doing a good job.
Well, let's see if they even let us through.
Which, before we continued up to the front, out of all of the outbreak of everybody talking, did we hear anything about this going to the surface having the same issue?
Make a perception check. Smart.
Not one.
Not one.
Can I help?
It's kind of already been made, and it's still a one. No, not that you picked up. It's mostly just kind of roaring at this point of the groups as they're mostly blocking the way. It's a pretty thick crowd here. So you're gonna try and push through with a cart.
Who's gonna do the talking, guys? Who's kind of in the front? I touch Icarus and cast guidance.
Okay. Okay. So,
Alright, Icarus.
Icarus, are you
You'll be the
pushing your way
best.
through the crowd with the cart?
Yes.
Okay. So, Icarus, as you are pushing people to the side, make a strength check for me.
Well,
Oh, it's a crowd. I thought it was a line.
No,
Oh,
no, it's a
gosh.
crowd. It's a
It's
crowd.
embarrassing.
Oh, it's
it's
fine.
fine.
I'm in
so
the car.
strong.
I would be the one carrying the cart because I'm the only person that's big enough.
I'll let you have advantage, Icarus.
His
Okay.
feathers.
Zero's behind you.
I don't know if he can handle
I imagine you with the feathers.
I'm
and just
so strong. Don't underestimate. I was
Oh,
almost.
so
It was almost a
close.
20. But what I have is an 18.
18. Okay. Yeah. So Icarus, it takes a minute, but you're kind of able to kind of like shove people to the side, pushing back.
Just
You know, kind
stick
of
the
make
wings
way.
in.
Yeah, so just kind of parting people here and there, and Dara's kind of enforcing that right behind you, just kind of keeping everything split. But you eventually kind of push your way to the front of the crowd with this cart, and you kind of see the wall almost of Hrothgar as the central one kind of steps up. This humanoid, full plate armor with the blue embellishments of the Hrothgar. Hold up! Nobody's entering until another group exits.
A group of what?
Adventurers, they're going down for the champion's pursuit. No more champions within the tunnels until then.
I would hardly describe us as champions. We're workers for Bert in the Whitewood.
Make a deception check.
With the guidance?
You have guidance.
Ew.
Well, what's guidance? A D4?
A D4 before or after?
Got that D4.
The D4 gave me a 1. 12.
12. Regardless whether you're working for some shopkeeper or not, nobody's allowed in. We're keeping the champions out. This includes civilians.
Alright, we'll tell Bert. Thank you. Sorry about that.
How long is the wait?
He kind of looks over his shoulder and kind of yells back to one of the other guards, and guards who's standing kind of at this massive shaft now that you can see this deep pit with the rope kind of down at the bottom. He kind of looks back and maybe 8, 12
Days.
Hours.
days, probably.
Surely there can be some worker's exception. Bert seemed desperate to get these in a reasonable amount of time.
Is this the same situation everywhere? I feel so sorry for your gods.
I'll let you make another deception check with advantage because this time he's helping you.
She must be exhausted.
You have lost guidance, so
Darn
you
it.
used it.
18.
18. Look, I really... kind of looks over. Look, if you really need it, we might be able to move some stuff around. And you hear the guys next to you go, insane! Like, why can't... You know, like, some people will start kind of pushing up on you. Darrow is like kind of push into you and or try to starting something here.
Darn
And
it.
you see as the guards are kind of draw their weapons as they do, and you see one of them. You know the rules if you start fights, and then see the orc kind of just back off and throw his hands down. You're dead.
Oh my gosh.
So that being said, look, we'll get you on the next elevator up, if a group comes back. All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank
We and Bert are greatly thankful.
Sure. Just go wait off to the side. We'll call you. Okay?
It's for the Whitewood. You can-
Whitewood, got it. I'll call out Whitewood. All right. So that being said, you guys go off to the side to wait.
Should I cast calm emotions?
You can certainly try.
I don't know if I should do it. I kind
Might
of want
wanna
to save
save
my spell
yourself.
slots.
Yeah.
So can we see? You said this is the western spire.
Yeah, the Western Spire.
So the eastern. You said the eastern spire is to go up to the up to the stone.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Up
it
to
within sight? Like, can we see if there's a giant crowd over there too?
You can take like 5 minutes to go see if you can get advantage for it if you want. Sure, make a perception check.
I said deception. I was like,
Deception. Fool me.
Fool
me into seeing where this
Deceive my
We have
eyes.
to fly around.
16.
16. I'd say if you're kind of walking up the road and kind of making your way up the spire a little bit, you see the eastern spire, fairly sparse.
Mm.
Fairly sparse. You see most people actually seem to be coming here to the western one. But yeah. So
As I make my way back, can I see if there's like anybody, like a guard or somebody I can stop to ask if they know what kind of elementals are up top?
you just asking one of the guards that are around, kind of watching the situation, or you going to go find a different guard?
Maybe not. Someone who's not in the crowd who watched us do that. Because if
Okay, so you're going to go walk down the streets and
because
like
I
a
walked
ways
away anyway.
Okay, sure. You kind of approach one of the Roskar and you say,
Excuse me. What exactly is up there? I know there's dragons and wyverns and such, but I mean,
this Roskar kind of turns off. I am sorry. What?
like,
Are you with the Champion's Pursuit?
I've just been hearing about it. Well, that big crowd over there.
Up top. So you are out of town. You come to watch the events.
Yes.
Make a deception check.
Technically, I am watching the events happen.
Make a deception check.
Might be lying
You
here.
didn't come to do that.
Yes, very true. You did not come for it.
12.
12. You see the eyes narrow behind the visor. Up top there are many air, water, other such ice that seem to plague the outer regions of the upper fortress. Dragons have been known to make appearances, but
I was more
it's
so
been many years.
yes, I was more so curious because on the road in there was this big like purple dragon. I was just worried for your people
Purple
and your sake.
dragon?
Yes, it was like a purple dragon creature. It's pretty big.
Purple?
Yes. I was just.
If I were you, I would head down to the inquiries office and maybe ask around there. I don't
No,
know.
I'm not looking for that. I was saying I saw it on the way in.
Purple dragon.
I'm worried for your safety.
Sure.
I'm just gonna like embarrassed, turn around, beeline back.
You walk away. Okay. So as you walk back, the rest of you who have been waiting, or is there anything you guys want to do?
Nope.
All right, cool. Waiting.
Eavesdrop around.
Sure.
See what they're talking about.
Yeah, the crowd mostly seems to be upset and kind of wondering where the next group is or why haven't they come up. It's been, as you kind of are eavesdropping, about 3 hours since the last group went down. But the latest group has been in there for maybe a week.
I'm gonna share the information
Okay.
about like the elementals that I've kind of discerned.
Sure.
So, if we were to want to get this done quick, we could go up top. But if we wanted to complete this job, we'd have to wait.
I mean, we're already next in line.
But we don't know how. I mean,
We don't know how long we'll be next in line.
Okay. So, I will say at this point, upon Nastani's return, it's been about 30, 45-ish minutes. You guys have kind of been sitting off the side. You see the ropes of the elevator go taut as you slowly kind of watch them begin to ascend. And you hear the Hrothgar kind of yell, and you see some of them starting to kind of part the crowd, getting people to move out of the way for whatever's to come back up. And it takes a good while for the elevator to reach the top, closer to an hour. As it eventually kind of rises, you're off to the side. You can't quite see what's inside, but you hear it, and you see the kind of some of the Hrothgar kind of back up and kind of like push people out of the way, holding the spears out, kind of off to the side, and you're with a loud kind of solidifying crash of the elevator towards the top. And you hear the Hrothgar say, "Make way, make way, make way!" And you see most of the crowd that was kind of split for people to walk by first, now just kind of completely disperses to the side as they see what is exiting. And kind of with heavy, thunderous footsteps, you see the head of Hest Allbreaker dipping out as he is dragging something behind him. What appears to be a large black tooth, until he yanks it forward more and you realize it's a claw attached to a massive four-toed paw made out of stone and earth. Seems to be severed, and he is kind of just dragging it out. And when he gets out to the crowd, he kind of throws it forward. It's about the size of a large oak tree trunk. See him kind of brush his hands off.
Hiding behind Darrow, by the way.
Okay, good to know.
I'm like, I put my cloak over my head.
Yeah, you kind of watch as the other champions there are watching, taking note, and you hear Dara. You see that work up. Well, I could have done that. As the crowd once again reforms, and you hear one of the Hrothgar go, "Wayward, you still here?"
Yes.
Pop out and take the cart. As you do, you do see Hest eye all of you and see you in particular. And the eyes kind of stay there for a second before turning around, picking up the large limb and putting it on his shoulders and walking back towards the city.
Oh my god.
So, as the crowd kind of parts for you, you getting death threats on the way. And lots of angry glances and points, now becoming one of the least popular racers in the group.
They don't know we're racers.
Well, if they don't now, they might know in the future. So that being said, as the Hrothgar kind of lets you onto this large octagonal elevator platform, you see that there's 3 of the Hrothgar kind of on the platform. Like, you next, right? You not, are you champions?
We're on the job.
Alright, whatever.
As he said, hardly.
And you also see another group of champions aboard with you. A small group of what appear to be goblins 6 of them as they kind of step on the side of the. Excuse me, but you guys make it on the elevator shaft, and you see the Roskar kind of ring the bell, and you watch as the elevator begins to descend within the pit. So as you begin to descend, one of the Roskar, who's kind of near the bell and the controlling station, also, all right, well, what level are we dropping you guys off? See the goblin? The bottom. Take me to the bottom. We go to the bottom. Thanks. We're champions pursuit. And you see Roskar. Okay.
7?
7.
We're sent to go get, I think it was
All right.
magma coals, so wherever fire elementals are. 'Cause
Amber
that's-
coals.
Yes, we need some of those. So.
Okay, right. So the bottom as well.
Yep, I guess
All right. So,
7.
7. And you're going to 7.
I'm kidding.
Okay. Don't do that. We're on the job.
That's bad.
All right.
So Bert gave us a minimum number of coals we needed to get. She's
That
just making
is-
sure she remembers that. Yes.
Wayward. All right. Good to know.
At least 7.
All right. If you find the others he sent down there, I think the cart's there too. So, just I imagine he wants both of them back.
Both what?
Oh, the last group he sent down, they didn't make it.
What description?
Bent. Child. Yeah. No. Ember Coles. If you just come from out of town,
Yes.
are you with the races?
We're we just
Following
do
the
odd
frenzy.
jobs.
Right. Well, Ember Coles, they come from the fire elementals. So anywhere you find those, you're going to find Ember Coles. So.
And if we find those races, bring
They
them
already
back.
took a wagon down there, so they didn't come
So
back.
maybe we can
The
come back
card
with
is what he
2.
wants.
We'll keep an eye out.
Right. Is this property? If you're doing jobs for him, I imagine he'd want to pack that.
Certainly.
We'll keep an eye out.
All right. So with that, about an hour passes. You guys have some time to kill. There's the goblins of the Hrothgar and your cart. Anything you guys want to do on the way down?
Let's see.
I'm gonna. Again, I'm for reasons of time. Just same message to everybody on just different channels. I think whatever we find from the fire elementals, if the magma coals don't work as our token, we should hide them underneath the coals. So when we come back up, it looks like we just only did a job.
Great idea. Also, I want to do my armor of shadows.
Okay. Good to know. All right. So you do that. Anything else anybody wants to do? Just while it's going down. Just thought I'd ask to be polite, but if you don't have anything.
Yeah, I think all my things are really short.
I'm just gonna be kind of petting Fafana, feed her rocks.
Okay.
I think I can cast Aid
Okay. How long does that last?
for 8 hours.
Okay.
And each target's HP and current HP increased by 5 for the duration. How does that work?
How does increasing?
Each target's HP max and current HP increases by 5 for 8 hours.
Yeah. So they get +5 to their max HP. They get 5.
Would they just write that down?
You can mark it down on your thing if you click on your HP. Yep. So you doing that?
I am doing that.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Anything else? Anybody else want to prepare anything?
I'm gonna make sure that all 10 of my arrows are there and that they're in my
Just top of the quiver.
top of the quiver.
Okay. Good to know. All right. So with that being said, eventually, kind of passing many tunnels on your way down, there's a heavy kind of a clearing of dust as the elevator hits a large open cavernous area where you see that somewhat kind of fortifications have been built around with large kind of gates for transporting things to the elevator. You see heavy chains kind of around different sorts of materials, large carts, gargantuan in size, seemingly prepared to carry minerals and other sorts of things out of here to the elevator specifically. Do any of you have dark vision?
I do. As an elf, right? Yes, dark vision for 60 feet.
Okay. So it is fairly dark down here for everybody but you, Rena. The rest of you might need some torches.
Does her summer fire body give any light off?
Enough to where you could see her. As a
I'll,
very faint glow.
Ignite my sword.
All right, you ignite the sword, kind of illuminating the area around you.
Can I light a torch off of his sword?
I think it actually.
Sure, yeah.
So it says they shed a light within a 40-foot radius and a dim light for an additional 40 foot.
Yeah, it kind of doubles as a torch. See? Your long sword shimmers. Icarus, you light your torch off of his sword. As you kind of see, there are other Hrothgar down here kind of posted up. These Hrothgar look weary. They look more hardened than the ones in the city. You see most of them are wearing heavier armor. There are large ballista set up. There are different sorts of large siege weapons, as it would be down here. And you kind of see as the Hrothgar who originally was standing next to the bell. Look, so if you're coming back, try waving the torch so that we can see you. If we don't know it's you, they will open fire.
Okay, that's good to
So
know.
announce your presence before you get too close.
And if we find any other, I guess, remains of those groups who went down here, did you want us to try and bring back the bodies?
Yeah, any remains actually. If you find any remains from other adventurers, other things of the sort, so that we
Like
can count them amongst
armor
the lost.
or whatever those like patches or whatever they
Something
have on?
signifying. If you could bring back the bodies, that would be best.
Okay.
But we will be offering about 20 gold per person found, if you could do that. Just as a warning thing. And before you head out, your names are
I'm Rinna.
Rena, right?
Kronos Youngblood.
Kronos Youngblood.
Ness.
I'm sorry?
Ness.
Ness, okay.
Darrow.
Darrow, alright. And you're with Wayward? Alright, so I'll send this back to the owner, Bert, right?
Yes.
Bert Pierce. If you were to go missing, if you're not back in a day, I can't guarantee that the elevator will be down here. Okay?
Alright.
Alright, so
Makes sense.
you're going to want to go through one of the three main gates. This is an open cavern area, but that's where the three main tunnels are. One further down that way, if you follow the gate with the ballista on top, right? Going that way, that's going to lead you way deeper. If you're looking for your ember coals, that's where I'd go. Closer to the underground, the better for that. What's it called? There's a river. Don't drink the water on the river. It's down that way, the one with the cannons on top, right?
Won't drink the water.
Don't drink the water. Cirsa bark. Do you know what that is? There's a Cirsa tree down there that is not. It basically it comatoses people.
So basically, just whatever food we brought down ourselves, only trust
Don't
that.
eat anything you find down here.
Okay.
Right. Stay away from the Cirsa. There's a lot of big things that live there. Right.
Like what that big man brought up before.
Yeah. There was a. I think he went down. He got his big. That was a leg of a turtle. I think. One of the earth turtles back there. But that one actually should be down that way. And he kind of points to where all the net launchers are. Right. So the turtle's not necessarily aggressive unless it's been agitated.
Oh.
But those two big turtles, I can't remember the name of them. It starts with a Z or something.
So
but
avoid it, yeah.
I wouldn't get near them. They're very territorial, but they don't bother people as long as you know you don't get near them. They'll spot you from a distance. They'll know you're coming, but they won't bother you unless you go up too close.
All right. So don't go to the turtles. Don't drink the water. Bring back any bodies found. Wave your torch so
Wave
you
the
know
torch
that
when you get back to the entrance of the tunnel. The tunnels are all marked by a blue fire lamp hanging from the ceiling of the tunnel. Yeah, something small, indiscreet. Most things don't see it. You're not part of the race, so I guess you don't really have a time limit here. So if you have to go collect something from other areas, just let one of the guards here know. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Alright. Of course. Alright, well, I'll be waiting here. If you're back within a few hours, I'll still be here. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait for a lift.
Okay, well, thank you. As a thank you, I'm gonna give him one of the apples from the orchard that we found on the road.
Can I take some?
Since you can't trust any of the food down here, might as well have a snack.
Thank you. He lifts the visor, kind of starts eating. Alright, so you have the 3 tunnels. You have the tunnel that lined with cannons, where the river and the Surser tree is. You have the tunnel with the ballista that seems to lead down closer towards wherever these ember coals are. And then you have the tunnel with the net launchers kind of posted outside of it, which moreover appears to be for wherever Hest went.
And the turtles.
Well, we know Bert's #1 priority was the ember coals, so I think our choice is clear.
Sounds good.
Alright. So, heading out towards the ballista hole.
And there are 2 guards with the ballista?
Yeah, there's a I want to say down here total there's about 18 guards. Two per each ballista cannon or net launcher, and then a group that 2 groups that seem to kind of circle around outside, just kind of doing patrol.
I'm gonna give one of my day rations to the 2 with the ballista.
Okay, you toss it up and one catches it and says, "Thanks, mate. Appreciate it."
We're bribing them with food.
Don't kill us, don't kill us, don't kill us.
Please.
Please. Alright, cool.
We are but 4 lost circus performers.
I hope that we don't, like, I know, like, I was scared to ask what the time limit was, but, like, you know.
I almost thought about it.
But I didn't want him to be like,
Well, you guys are down here for a different reason. So.
we're just gonna be here and try to get out as fast as we can.
If there was a group that had already been down here for a week that they were still waiting on,
Yeah.
at least that probably. But we are on a time limit because Marvis and Garina have 3 days.
Alright, well.
I will say, as you head out, you threw that one of your rations towards the guard who split it with his friend. Hey, Meg, down there. Hey, don't go too far down this tunnel. It leads straight to the Underdark. You're going to get, there's some loose rocks. Be careful with that cart. The Surser River runs all under this, so don't fall in. Yep.
Thank you.
Watch out for cragstone. You know what that looks like?
Don't know what
Jointing.
that looks
Joint.
like.
Make a nature check.
Ooh, probably not. 9.
It looks like cobblestone. So if you see any cobblestone paths, don't try it on. Yep.
Thank you very much.
Of course. Thanks for the sandwich.
Always bribe people with food.
We're just civilians going through the path of life.
Alright, so heading down this tunnel. What is the marching order
That's
with
what I was-
the carts?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I guess I need to be probably behind y'all.
Yeah.
So that I'm not blocking the way.
Yeah.
I'll go in front since I have good vision and good perception.
I'll march. I guess I'll march like next to Darrow so I can keep an eye for him so he can just focus on not, messing up the cart, going on any paths that we can't have it go down.
Okay, so front of the line, Rena. As you make your way down the tunnel, make a perception check for me.
Nat 20 plus 6.
26
26.
total. Oh, nice job. Okay, so Rena, as you lead the group, the rest following behind you with torches in hands, you see that this tunnel breaks into lots of little ones off to the side. Some of them seem to be intentionally mined out. Some of them seem to be natural, just kind of splits from this main cave. The one you're in is fairly large, fairly spacious, similar to the cavern you guys stayed in while traveling here, but it just keeps going. That being said, through this cavern you see lots of different signs of different groups, different people. You can see where some of the people went through these smaller holes. You see scorch marks on the ceiling. You see claw marks of many little claws along along the roof as well. You see that occasionally you'll walk past some few kind of decrepit bones, some of which are relatively fresh, and some of them are relatively old with the calcification process starting as the stone slowly begins to cover the bones.
By the way, where did the goblins go?
Okay, yeah, so goblins went straight down the turtle path.
Oh no. They didn't listen to the
They're shooting
spiel.
high.
They're shooting real high.
Did they know where they were going? Toward the turtle?
They left pretty quickly.
So they didn't hear the whole spiel about the turtle?
They didn't, no, they definitely didn't listen. One of them might have, but
Oh no.
Oh man.
I really hope we don't get disqualified for, like, any of this.
I know, and I tried to say that way back there.
well,
I see no reason why we would be.
I'm just going with the flow.
So, Rena, with your very high perception, you see that this main tunnel, however, does begin to split off. One kind of arcing off to the side, and the other one kind of arcing downwards. And you kind of see that the large tracks that you guys have been on, the tracks do go downwards for whatever these massive mine carts are. But which way are you guys going?
Flip a coin.
So one had cart.
One looks like the carts have been specialized to go down it, which is the one you've been following that path the whole time.
But we can't go too far down this path, right? He said not to.
Yeah.
So it's the main one that the cart goes down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Does it feel like
One
we've
that arcs
gone
down.
for a really long way down
You
this
guys have been
hill?
walking for about 30 minutes. Been a while. It just kind of keeps going. It's very much cave, opening, and you could go to any of these openings if you wish to.
I feel like
Is there any, like, sign of, like, because we're looking for fire elemental specifically, any, like magma coals, I'm gonna guess, like, they just, like, are always burning.
That's what the guy said.
Right. Is there, like, any sight of anything like that? Any, like, light coming from any of the caves that's not from our torches?
I'd say there's been no light
Okay.
so far.
Maybe we take this little offshoot and check it out.
All right.
Checking out the offshoot.
Guess we can. We just
Guess
gotta be
so.
careful.
All right.
Can I keep an intentional eye out for any cragstone?
Okay. Good to know. So, Rena, you still leading?
Yes.
Go ahead and make a perception check, and you can make an investigation check as you walk.
Did you say that, like, because of the spell, the aid, we have +5 to our...
Hit points, yes, for the next 8 hours.
You can click on it. There's like a max HP modifier.
17.
17, nice.
It's an investigation.
Yep.
15.
15, okay. Rena, as you lead up this tunnel, you notice it gets narrower and narrower. You see large outcroppings where things have been potentially mined out, kind of large boreholes where the rock has been picked to death, and whatever was once there is no longer. This tunnel does seem kind of taking 10 minutes to walk down the tunnel. It does keep going.
Does it seem like it's getting warmer?
It's getting smaller.
It doesn't seem like a place an elemental could fit.
Elementals, as far as you know, they could be any size.
If we ran into a tiny.
Yeah. I would say
Wow, I'm crushed.
specifically, you guys don't know much about elementals.
Aside from what I've read.
Aside from what you read, and that's probably the most extensive knowledge. You don't know what they look like, or if they even emit light. Maybe a fire elemental is more like a ball. But you don't find any glowing stones. You don't find anything. Icarus, however, you do see large sections of cragstone. You even see some holes that seem to start kind of be formulating around the edges here.
Do you think it might have been smarter to go down the cart path? Because I would assume if Bert had said that he had gone down here a lot to get magma coal, I would assume he would have taken the path where the carts were made to go down.
I think so too.
We just don't want to go too far.
But
We don't
now-
know how far too far is.
And at least you know what the, what's it called? Cragstone? At least you know what the cragstone does look like.
And it's just on the walls, right? At
No,
least in this
it's on the
tunnel.
floors here.
Oh, we gotta get
you,
out of here.
Yeah,
We gotta turn
are you
around.
looking in some of the holes or just see what's down there? Do you have dark vision?
Nope.
Oh, well. Holding the torch up to the kind of edge of one of the nearby holes, the smaller ones, make a perception check for me.
13.
13. Looking down, it is a black abyss beneath you, but you do hear rushing water.
I
We've
would.
got to
Let's go back.
cautiously get off of this.
Slow and steady.
Slow
Okay.
and steady back.
Back to the main.
Take you 10 minutes back. You walk back towards the main road and head back down the tracked path. Didn't get far enough for any saving throws we needed to make. So, that being said, go ahead and make another perception check for me, Rena, if you're still leading.
It's another 17.
Okay. So, Rena, as you get farther and farther down, you notice this tunnel specifically begins to start spiraling, almost. I'd say you can feel the kind of slant of the ground, the angles. You're going in this big kind of spiral downwards. Not only that, but it is getting slightly warmer. The temperature is picking up down here from the kind of cold cavern-like
Hey guys,
interior.
are we going, to the Underdark now? Already?
I think he meant it was the crackstone. Was he saying that would lead to the Underdark? So maybe that
He
path
said
that we
the
would.
cragstone led
I think
to water, and
there's
the tunnel led to the Underdark.
He said the tunnel goes straight into the Underdark, but the cragstone could break from under us and make a shortcut.
To
Well, I mean,
water.
he told us that this path would lead us to magma coals, I should say. So
Amber coals, but yeah.
whatever they are.
Well, it sounds like we're getting warmer.
I hate that.
Oh, death! Ball lightning kills you. No.
This whole show is just us making unnecessary puns and really bad jokes.
Oh, it's fine. It's whatever. Cool.
We're just the foreigners.
Yeah, you are the foreigners. That being said,
I think we just keep going. I don't know.
Maybe we're
Are there any other little?
there's little
Offshoots?
offshoots here and there. So if you'd like to take a minute to look at some of them, you can.
Let's go down one of these offshoots now that it's spiraling and
Okay.
it's getting warmer.
Yeah, make an investigation check for me, Rena.
Yes, I heard that.
That's
I
an
made a
11.
bad joke.
Rena, as you kind of are looking at the other kind of offshoots and openings, I would say some of them look big enough for the cart to fit in. Some of them don't. The one of them that catches your eye, there seems to be a set of mining equipment outside of it, kind of resting against the wall.
Putting
This
it-
one's one of the larger tunnels.
Putting that in the cart.
Okay.
Let's go in this one. It's big and the cart can fit. And there's mining equipment. Maybe the people are already dead.
The
So
mining
cheery.
equipment doesn't include a cart, does it? It's just like tools.
It's like a pickaxe,
Yeah.
a large hammer, some pythons, and
Maybe the cart's in here.
a lantern that seems to be long dead.
Oh, you know, how many pythons?
2.
I'll just take those.
I'm gonna light the lantern.
Nice find, Icarus.
You light the lantern and it immediately extinguishes. It is out.
Oh, like out. Okay.
Out of oil.
Okay. We
All
got
right.
it.
Well, I suppose this was the best course.
Yep, let's keep going.
The big tunnel keeps going down, but there is this offshoot that we're found.
Yeah, let's go mess them up.
Let's go down the offshoot. Yes.
So, heading towards the offshoot, what is the marching order here? And I should mention, the cart is large enough that it does mostly block the way here, so,
You can stay in the back.
yeah, if you want.
I mean, if it's gonna block the way.
Maybe we could leave the cart.
And just look without it.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's a good idea.
suppose
And we
we
could roll the
know how
cart.
big the ember turds are.
Ember turds.
I would
That's
say
what
you
they
guys
are.
haven't seen one, so no.
Okay.
I guess we'll leave the cart by the entrance.
Okay.
That way, just in case,
Sure.
say we, accidentally fall into a place where water starts flowing.
Well,
and
I
get
mean-
trapped underneath the cart.
At the
And
very
we
least,
all
we
drown
know
and die.
there won't be the possibility of another group stealing it because only one group is allowed down, and they went towards the turtles.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
We can hope. However, I think there is still a possibility of some group being lost in the
If they were like,
tunnels.
let's get this cart.
They put a stop on the groups going down so frivolously. So I would say you'd recommend there might be a good number of groups down here.
Did you say that it like blocked off any escaping, or that it just wouldn't?
It would be like putting the square in the square hole. So I mean, it would roll in, you know. It would just like, let's say, if you needed to get by it,
You couldn't. You have to
could
crawl
be some
over,
crawling under it.
under it, not over.
Yeah, not over because it has a kind of a box.
So,
So we're leaving it
Yes,
here
we'll
and
leave
we're
it.
going, right? Let's do it.
I guess so, yeah.
Okay.
All right, what's the marching order as you go spelunking?
I can go first.
All right, Rena first. Who's second?
I'll go second.
Okay. Then,
Me?
all right, Miss Tony.
I'll take up the rear.
All right, go ahead. Perception check for me.
23.
23. Okay, so that being said, as you are kind of keeping an eye, this tunnel keeps going. It's a definitely handmade. You travel for maybe 30 minutes going down here. A lot of walking, but occasionally you'll see some interesting ores along the walls, some kind of reddish ones. Some kind of greenish brown, kind of lumpy lumps.
Are there any that are like it'd be kind of easy to just kind of knock them off as we go,
Yeah,
considering
certainly
the
try.
tools that we grabbed?
Yeah, which there's the more reddish one and there's the more greenish one.
Probably the more reddish one, I guess.
Okay, make a what are you using?
The pickaxe.
Do I feel any heat from the red? Just checking.
No, it's cold. It's cold.
Cold.
Yeah, it's actually cold, not hot. But go ahead and make a strength check for me.
Yeah, sure. 7.
7. You ting at the red and kind of see as there's a little chip of stone that kind of comes off. If you were to continue, it might take like an hour or two at this rate. Okay.
Is it warmer or colder entering this tunnel as opposed to the main one?
I'd say colder.
Is it a tunnel that keeps going on for a while?
You guys have been walking down at 30 minutes so far. If you want to keep pressing forward for another 30, you're more than welcome to.
We're trying to find fire elements.
Feels like we're getting colder.
Cold as
I
ice.
too
Does.
feel
It's-
cold.
It was alright the first time.
I know, but I'm going to keep saying.
So you turn around.
I turn around and I look at them and I'm like, guys, it's getting really chilly. No.
All right. So you head back.
Yeah, I guess so.
Another 30 minutes heading back. Did you want to stop and try to get the other on the way back?
Yes.
The green one?
Green one. Make a strength check.
Get it, Icarus. That Icarus.
18.
18. Okay. Sure. Yeah. As this time you take a good wind up and a ching hook it, and you beat off this kind of large hunk of it that kind of slams on the ground. It has this beautiful copper interior to it. And it's got a big, sizable chunk of it.
Can I try and
Pretty
hack
big.
at the red one since he already loosened it?
Loosened is a little generous, I think.
Not loosened,
Make a strength
chipped.
check. Sure.
You chipped at it. I'm probably not going to do well. Yeah, it's an 8.
Yeah.
Tink. I'm not very strong, that's why I shoot.
About what size is the trunk? Like. Okay, cool. Just
Softball.
drop in the
Softball.
card, I guess.
Softball, sure.
Is it like a ore?
Definitely looks like an ore. I would say, sure, if one of you wants to make a nature check, sure, go for it.
Yes! I desperately want to do a nature check.
this is!
11.
It's copper. I'm not gonna. It's copper. You got a hunk of copper here.
Use it for exchange of goods and services.
So back to the
Back to the cart.
tippity.
You make it your way back to the cart.
Old rickety.
The cart is still there.
Yes. Your car explodes!
And it's
Ball
once
lightning.
again in this tunnel.
Okay.
Alright, I guess we keep going down.
Going
we need
down,
to
down.
go deeper.
Yes, okay, so same marching order as before with the cart.
See?
Yes.
Alright, we're
We're
gonna
wasting so much time.
perception
I
check
know,
as you
it's
go down.
We're trying.
I said you're out of slip. You could just, I mean, if you guys were crazy.
I'm just saying, but that's a nat 20 plus 6 again.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry if it's
God.
like really high.
Go.
Nice. Okay, so Rena, as you are making your way further and further down, up ahead you do see where it starts to kind of level out, and you see the track actually split into 3 different parts. But
Oh, no.
before that, you notice kind of off to the side a small kind of opening. Not very big. You'd probably have to get on your hands and knees and crawl through it.
Maybe they would.
But as you look kind of with the rest of the group kind of still kind of slowly moving forward, you take a second peeking inside, and as you look through this very small crevice, you do see what appears to be the glow of light far, far down this tunnel.
Is it like a tunnel where it's small but opens up, or is it
It is a small kind of ovular opening. You kind of see that there are these large kind of crystals that scrape by in the tunnel. But Rena, looking at it, if you really tried, you might be able to squeeze through, but you'd have to be army crawling through.
Does it look like something I would want to squeeze through and go into? Just like
Does
I'd be
Rena have
safe?
claustrophobia?
No.
It's pretty scary.
Also, is this going in a different direction than all 3 of those other entrances?
Yeah, it is.
And would any of them be able to fit too?
I say everybody's fairly about the same size or smaller.
Quite small.
So
Send the bird in.
Well, he still has the wings.
I tell them about the hole and I show them the hole.
And you show them, you guys can see even, especially those of you without dark vision, can see the faint glow of light far down in the tunnel. But
Well, this is
whatever
gonna
this
be
squeeze is, you're
What
going to
are-
have to get past it first before you see it opening up.
And there are crystals in this little tiny space.
Yep.
Do the crystals glow like the ones he found, or are they different?
Make a nature check.
What are the vibes from the other tunnels?
Big.
I got a 7.
Are they warm?
7. The little crystals, they are somewhat warm. They do not glow. They don't seem to have any magical properties. You can make an. You already made a nature check?
Yeah,
Oh, you did. Yeah.
it was
okay.
7.
Is there any discernible warmth from any of the 4 tunnels?
You'd have to go down to figure it out.
You
Sinistani,
wasted
I'd
so
let you
much
make a nature check
time.
on these little crystals since that is part of your thing.
Do y'all want me to crawl in? Does someone else want to crawl in?
7.
I can
Seven.
if you want.
Don't know what these are.
Should we make the crawl?
If you were to crawl in, it would be hands and knees crawling in a tight tunnel.
We have to leave the cart behind.
Have to leave the cart behind, but there is a light, and it does seem to get warmer that way.
Does it seem like it could be cutting into one of the other tunnels?
Not a tunnel that would be from the main path.
And the other tunnels, what impression did they give me?
As you're kind of walking down to this kind of large, almost depot-like area, you see that there are what appear to be stations set up. This large kind of lever of sorts that seems to be connected to a track switcher. And these tunnels split off, one going straight down in the middle, and then the other 2 just veering off.
Do I see any footprints from a previous team that look recent?
Make an investigation check.
Minus 2.
Minus
17.
17. I would say, yeah, it does look like the ground here has been disturbed a bit. Maybe within, I'd say, 17, maybe within the past couple days. Definitely people have been running up and down through here.
Is there a certain path they went down, or is it just like
It just kind
all
of
three?
seems all 3 have been gone down.
I say we just make the crawl.
Alright.
Okay.
I guess we find a good spot to leave the cart.
Yeah, you guys can leave the cart in the depot area if you want to. It's nice and level there.
Yeah.
Can we hide it in a way? Is there nothing to hide it really with?
There's some very loose. I will say there in the depot area there are these kind of loose, very ramshackle structures of kind of large stone slabs and wood that seems to have been carried down here at some point. It looks fairly old. Nobody's been here in quite some time to use them properly. You can ascertain that at some point this might have been a guard station or something that was more upkept while this whole tunnel system was more active.
I think we'll be okay. Just leaving it.
Alright.
Alright, who's first?
I think I'll go first.
Alright, little bad man.
Okay, Icarus. As you having to kind of
Would I be able, speaking of army crawling, to like get my crossbow and like kind of crawl with that?
I was going to say, your weapons, you either have to put them in front of you and push them, or you're going to have to tie them down and then drag them through. There's not enough space for your weapons to be on your back or at your side.
It does make me wonder how we would get ember coals out.
Is it a tunnel that goes upward or downward?
Down. It's at a slight decline.
I was gonna say, because if it went upward, we could just roll them down.
Yeah.
Like a laundry chute.
I mean, what we could do is, if we have any cloth or anything, we could tie them, have somebody go up, and pulley system up. That can be something we figure out if there's a fire elemental down here.
And who knows, maybe those tracks might lead to the guard station.
It's risky.
Well, I mean, we're not going to do anything else just sitting here, so...
Do we want to try another tunnel first, or are we just going in?
I say we go in, and then there may be an exit from there to get to one of those other 3 tunnels. That way we don't have to decide.
Alright.
Okay,
Alright, so you going in?
crawling in, weapon first.
Do you have any light?
He has his sword, and
I have, I don't know how to use a torch in this type of space.
You can certainly try. It'd just be very close proximity.
Yeah, I really don't like that.
The tunnel is dark without a light.
But there is a light at the end of it.
At the end, you do see a dim light, yeah.
shall I go first, or?
Yeah, maybe that instead.
Yeah.
Alright. Serena.
Question.
Yeah.
Aid lasts for 8 hours. If I cast Bless, which is a concentration, does it cancel out my aid?
Is 8 a concentration?
No.
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Okay.
Okay. Should I cast Bless on everybody before we go down?
Up to you. Are you guys doing this one at a time or just one after another?
I guess one right after the other.
I'm gonna save that. Alright, I'll go first. Here we go. If y'all are ready.
Serena. What weapon do you have? Do you have a shield or something?
So, technically I have my spectral weapon, but it's not, or spiritual weapon, it's not out yet.
Yeah.
And then,
That's fine.
I don't really have
I think he's asking
much.
like bulky stuff.
What bulky stuff do you have?
I do have a shield, sorry.
Okay.
And my shield,
You
and
slide down on your shield down
Are you putting the shield in front of you or are you...
would it be able to fit on my back?
No, nothing.
It is maybe a
Can I
foot.
slide
Yeah.
on the shield? Is that something that
I'd
works?
say it would still be the same problem of
Yeah.
too wide.
So it's just not gonna fit?
You're either going to have to push it in front of you.
Or
You
pull
could-
behind.
Yeah,
Or
tie a
pull.
rope and drag it behind you.
I'll do that.
Okay, the rope behind.
And then I have a hand axe.
You could put it on top of the shield and then drag them together.
Okay.
Okay, so, Rena, as you set yourself up, hands and knees starting to crawl, you feel your hands pressing towards the crystalline ground. They are sharp. But you dive in. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as you begin to crawl through.
Maybe I should have cast that.
Damn.
No, I don't have luck. That's my other character. Sorry. I was like,
I was about to say, do you
I
have
was like,
yeah, totally, yeah.
yeah, she does. It's like,
yeah, I hope so.
yeah, I think.
I'm lucky.
Yeah.
Totally.
Ow, this hurts.
So, Rena, as you begin to kind of army crawl your way through, you get maybe about halfway, and you feel the crystals tearing at your hands, and your arms, and your legs, and your back, and the top of your head.
Oh.
As you're not able to kind of twist your head to look forward, you have to keep it sideways as you crawl through here.
Should I?
It's getting tighter.
It's a very tight, narrow gap. You only take 1 point of slashing damage as you do, as they are tearing into you.
Hey guys.
However, as you get further, you start trying to crawl forward and something is holding you still. As you try to move whatever something it is, you feel the rope tug, your shield is caught on something. You are a good 30 feet in.
Didn't we all crawl after her?
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, who went next?
Me.
Alright, Nastani, make a dexterity saving throw.
Why am I rolling so shit?
What'd you get?
12.
That was
12.
only one.
Nastani, as you crawl in after the shield, you take 7 points of slashing damage.
How do I take more?
Because I rolled minimum on the other one. All the dice is a 1 is the bottom. Darby got lucky. So you take 7 points of slashing damage as the crystals cut into you. And as you start getting closer, you cannot see in this darkness.
Oh, right.
And you cannot see in front of you as Rena is blocking the light.
Can
This
I
was dumb.
And you feel the shield. It is stuck.
Can
Who's
I,
next?
Can I try and...
Can I say something to them?
Hang on a second. They're getting in. Who's next?
I guess me.
Alright, Darrow. Make a dex check. Or save.
21.
21. Darrow. Kind of using your bracers to kind of push and break a lot of the crystals. Clearing a path for Icarus behind you.
Hey.
You eventually come up to and feel Nastani's feet. She has stopped moving as well.
What's going on?
Icarus.
Can I leave a torch at the mouth of the tunnel?
Yeah? Yeah,
and
sure.
then,
Okay, so you're heading in. Make a dexterity save for me.
how much did he clear up?
You'll see.
15.
15. Yeah. Crawling through. It's dark, but kind of just following the scuffles ahead. You feel the crystals kind of shattered on the ground, and eventually come to Darrow's boots. How are the three of you carrying your weapons?
I was like, kind of like, just,
With your sword,
Yeah,
doing this?
just-
Okay.
I was doing that with my bow.
Okay. Same for you? Alright, so. Rena, you're stuck.
Guys,
As you feel the crystals digging into you, what are you doing?
I'm stuck. Ow.
is it your shield?
It's a lot of things.
Is there anything I can do about, like... Because if I can feel the shield stuck, can I...
I say you can feel the edge of the shield. You are blind, though. So, you can tell me what you can try and do.
Can I try and, like, push it forward?
Make a strength check.
Let's see if I can. No, I can't.
What'd you roll?
It's a 1, not natural.
As you go to push the shield, you feel the ground shift a bit. And you feel on the back of your leg as a rock seemingly dropped from the top of this location down onto your leg.
Oh god.
Did we just crawl into the mouth of something?
Alright, so I'm going to
Should we try to go back?
cast Bless on everybody.
Do you have to see them for that?
Let me see. Just says within range, and the range is 30 feet.
Everybody's next to each other, sure.
And so we'll get to roll a d4 attack or saving throw.
Okay. Good enough. So,
Okay.
with that, Rena, I'll let you make one more strength check to see if you can pull your shield out while crawling.
19.
19. Did you add your bless?
My bless, I have not.
I believe it's just for the duration, isn't it? So you can if you want to.
D4. Where is it? Oh, I guess I don't have mine out. Can I use yours? Sorry.
Well, sorry
Plus
about
one.
it.
So, unnatural 20?
Okay, that does make a difference.
Okay, fine.
Rena, as you're kind of pushing yourself at this point, your arms go to your side, trying to push you out, and you feel the shield come loose. Nastani, you feel something heavy land on your arm as your arm gets crushed by what you feel to be a large rock. Rena, using the edges of your hands and your feet, you push yourself out to the other side. Make one last dexterity saving throw for me.
Sorry about it.
11.
On your way out, you don't get caught, but you do take 3 points of slashing damage. So mark that off. But Rena, as you get out, you do see, with your dark vision up to 60 feet, you see Nastani, whose head is tilted to the side. You see a large rock of sorts has fallen from the ceiling and has pinned her arm down.
Okay.
Not enough to do damage, but Nastani, you can't pull it free right now. At least until you make a strength saving throw.
Your hashtag blessed though.
You do have your
Go
bless.
ahead and get that dice out. Wow. Do I have to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were waiting for me to do something.
I'm waiting for you to make it.
I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I promise. Okay, you said strength saving throw?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, let's. 10.
Nastani, you go to move your arm. It is caught. The rest of you are unable to move forward.
Is there any way that I see that I could help? Like, could I pull the rock out since I have my arms now?
She's about halfway back in the tunnel.
Oh, I
Another
see.
30 feet back in.
Oh.
You see she is snagged. Her bow in front of her as she was pushing it forward. There's not really any room to lift anything down there, as it is maybe a foot wide. Probably a little less. Everybody in the tunnel is pretty much pinned down as they do this.
This is where we die.
This is not a good idea.
Cave.
Whose idea was this?
So.
I see shiny things. And,
So what are you guys doing?
This is tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Is it one arm pinned down or both?
One arm.
Can I
Now,
use...
I would say, Rena, with your dark vision now looking, you do see that the ceiling seems to be made out of this crag stone.
Guys! Can I whisper it to them?
Yeah, you can whisper it to him.
And I look at her, and I say in telepathy first, just in case.
Oh, what?
I don't know. I didn't want to yell. In a
Oh,
cavern.
you're asking me to... Okay.
I'm like,
That's
I'm-
understandable.
I open a channel.
and I'm like, hey, are you stuck?
Yeah!
Look, above you is cragstone.
It's crystal. All I'm seeing is crystal right now.
But above you,
You can't see anything, Nastani.
I know you can't see it, but it's cragstone above you.
Like, in the tunnels, crackstone is what?
The one you're crawling through, yeah, right now, the ceiling is all made out of that loose rock.
I'm relaying the message back to Darrow and to Icarus. So, what, I'm stuck.
Yeah.
so, can I
be dragging it behind you, or it'd be moving up front with you.
Okay, so my sword is in front of me.
Yeah.
Could I try to, like, maybe see if I could wedge the rock or something with my sword up?
Like a lever.
Yeah.
You can try. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
There's nothing to bend it down on unless you say use Nastani's leg.
Put the
It'd
blade
be a
right
very-
up on Nastani's leg and apply significant pressure.
Nastani,
Yes.
cut your arm off.
What? Why?
So
Might
even
have
if she
to-
wanted to, she can't
I'm joking.
reach around.
But here, then I like pass her up my sword, and I'm gonna see if maybe she can try to use it to like wedge in there, and maybe
It's neither of you can see.
He just stabs me instead.
And the sword is a sleek item, so I will say that you can attempt to pass it up to her.
yeah, I was gonna try to put like the
But you are one after another army crawling. So there would be a large risk of slicing Nastani, who is not very heavily armored.
yeah. I was gonna say I was gonna pass like I would take the blade part and try to
pass
slide
it
it.
upwards.
Yeah, to where the handle was facing.
Sure, make a sleight of hand check for me.
Actually, Zaphana's with me.
Stefana's not with you.
Where?
She disappeared.
Gosh, she can do that.
11.
Darrow, as you go to pass the blade up, unfortunately, you are not able to pass it up. It slices across your hand. You take 2 points of slashing damage.
If I was able to like summon her back like in front of me, can I do that?
You can certainly try.
Who?
Zaphana.
Oh.
What's the range of summoning on Zaphana?
She could eat the rock.
That's what I'm gonna make her do. An unoccupied space of your choice within 30 feet of you.
Okay.
Unoccupied would be in front of me.
Okay.
Because I know that Rena made it out.
Yes. Let me see if Zaphana can fit now that she's bigger.
Well, if I can fit. And she's like
You're compressed flat down. Zaphana's more rotund.
round.
Within 30 feet?
Yeah.
You are 30 feet in, and it's 30 feet out. Zaphana cannot be summoned right now. Or at least she cannot seem to find a way to pop in.
I have daggers in my belt.
You gotta cut your arm off.
No, I'm not cutting my arm off.
She
No.
can't reach her other arm.
Can I cast Unseen Servant?
There's a somatic components to that.
Can I? So mending. Can I mend anything that's like?
My wounds.
Something you can touch. So if you want to try and crawl back in there,
Oh yeah.
So what if I tried to shoot the rock off? I can't see anything. Darrow, turn your sword on.
Can I try and get it off again?
you can try. It's going to be a much harder DC. Go for it.
Well, I was gonna, I can't reach down and like shimmy a dagger to try and lever it off.
You'd have to be able to bend your elbow to do that.
I'm gonna try and get it off again.
Make a strength check. Save, I should say.
It's the same roll. I'm making the same roll. And so,
You try to lift the rock. You hear rubble somewhere above you.
okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna
As
do that. I'm
more
not gonna do
pebbles fall over that you watch.
Guys. Oh no.
Rena, can you find a stick or something?
My so, okay, I look around.
So Rena, you have made it to the other side, and looking around, you look over and you see what appears to be a large opening to this cavern. It is massive, and at the center is a pool of what appears to be magma boiling. You see lots of these large kind of columns, as well as the room seems to be very wet. It's very humid in here. I will say, you do see many corpses littered around the cavern, as well as some other exits and tunnels.
It's good to know that there's exits.
What do you see?
Lava and tunnels and maybe something else.
Corpses, yeah.
Corpses.
Corpses, yeah. About 8.
8 of them.
Nastani's panicking slightly.
Yeah.
Okay.
You get caught.
Oh gosh. We're stuck.
You're not.
Stony's stuck.
Is there like some bones or something that you could maybe use to wedge?
Wedge where? If I crawl back in, what
You
if
can
I
try to
get
crawl back
stuck going towards you?
If only we didn't give the salad tongs to Nat, then I could have used them to grab it.
We could have used them salad tongs right now.
You can leave your equipment out,
Okay.
and so you don't have to push that around if you want to try and get back in there.
I leave my equipment
Okay.
and I try my hardest to get as small as I can.
Okay.
And
Positioning yourself to help Nastani once you get there.
what?
Positioning yourself to help Nastani when you get there, yeah?
Yes, which I'm gonna do somehow.
Arms forward.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Just like slide down.
I'm gonna try my best, guys. If this is what you want.
Okay. All right. So
Actually, wonder, should I face step to Nastani, or should I not use that?
Probably not.
Okay, I crawl.
make a dexterity saving throw.
You're still blessed.
Yes.
You're still blessed. I'll count this blessed just going for this event, even though it's supposed to last a minute.
We treat this like this is combat and we get 10 turns.
I would say at this rate now.
9?
9.
Yeah.
Okay. Crawling back through, you take 6 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
You don't get stuck, barely. But you make your way to Nastani. You see the arm. It is kind of turning a bit purple.
Ew.
As you see that the rock has been crushing it. Maybe Nastani just hasn't felt it yet.
Dear God, Nastani. You're so tough.
What's happening? What's happening?
Your
Because I
arms
can't see
are
what's
like
going
this. So any movement you can do here.
Okay, so I am going to. So I'm gonna look at the rock and see what's like if the rock fell.
It is
what
a large
was
kind
in
of
the place
slab of
above
stone. It has just come down.
it? The whole thing.
The whole rock has come down, and it looks like, from the look at it, now that you're kind of now paying more attention towards it, and your face is kind of like up. You notice the whole ceiling in here is like this, and that moving the rock in a wrong way could potentially cause it all to fall down and bury everybody in here.
Guys, this is terrible. I can't move the rock.
The wrong footing, pushing on the wrong thing,
Well, you're gonna have to move it because she's stuck.
You'll all die,
you included.
including me.
Okay, so
It's a group effort.
I guess we could just leave Nastani.
Good idea.
No!
Okay, what
You're
about
gonna
this?
have to move the rock, or
What?
cut her arm off.
Can they go backwards?
You can certainly try.
So,
Theoretically.
oh god.
They went head first.
Guys, it can't all be on me. We need someone else to have ideas.
Well, can you help her like slide her arm out from underneath it or something?
If I move this the wrong way, you all die. All of you.
Okay.
One
well,
person could kill all of us.
what is your other plan?
Can I
Leave
Again,
her arm.
I'm the one with the plan, apparently. So, I'll just be here.
So-
If we have anything relatively the
Thinking.
same size as Nastani's arm, you might be able to make a switch, like some kind of archaeologist would.
Like maybe one
How
of those
big was her?
corpses.
Was the rock that
Can-
he found?
Back in the cart?
Oh, it's all the way in the cart.
Question.
Could
Could
try to
I
get
eat
it.
the rock?
Good idea.
Just start curiously chewing on the rock.
Oh god.
Part dragon. dragon. I mean,
No, you can't lift your head.
Not.
I just start like shooting anything.
You're not even facing the wall.
Okay, I try to like see if there's a way to move the stone.
You can get your hand
Wait.
there. You can attempt to lift it if you want.
Would there be a way to? No, that makes no sense. Never mind.
If there was any way, Ren, that you could trade your arm for Nastani's,
Cut it off
and then the rest of us get out, and then if you were able to phase step out of the tunnel, is that something you can do?
What do you have that's a similar size?
Whatever I have that's a similar size, I'd have to get out of my bedroll, which is impossible to do in a tunnel, and it's all the way back there.
Had to push it in with you.
All right, I try my hardest to replace.
Oh no, why?
What? I mean, really?
I mean, you can
That
try
was
and
a good
grab
idea.
a fistful of the nearby rocks if you want. The crystals.
I mean, if we're about 30 feet into the tunnel,
We
I
saw
think
a
feel like
shiny
you would be
in the
able
tunnel
to
and we went
phase
down
step
it.
out.
I know I'd be able to do that if I can see
Face
where
stepping
I'm
out,
going.
if you can see where you're going, is no problem. You cannot see out at this point.
I can only see 60 feet,
The spot we
front?
came in,
right?
that's about 30 feet as well.
30 feet back, yeah.
So
Right.
theoretically,
If everybody else was out,
if Rena got in, the rest of us got out, and Rena can see where we
Mistani
first got into the
included.
tunnel.
Would I
Except
be-
all her equipment would be back at the end of that tunnel.
I mean, we want to get back into that cavern anyway. We would just find
There's no
a
elemental
different
there.
way.
so you lift from the rock.
Yeah, didn't you say that you could like, or there's like
There's
other
a
rocks?
fistful of the crystals and
Yeah.
other stuff you can attempt to place it with.
Replace it.
I will try to replace it
As you
with those.
scoot them all forward with what elbow room you have. Little to none. Go ahead and make a strength check as you try to lift up the rock.
Is there any way I can help her with my
Sure.
free arm?
I'll let you roll with advantage because Nastani's still conscious to do this. She's still alive. For now.
Is there still bless on this, or?
Sure.
Is it a 1 again?
Yes, every time.
Do you need another?
Try this one next time.
Okay, sorry, 1 second. Strength. Okay.
It's more than nothing.
15.
15.
It's probably better than what I would have. Okay.
So, this is an incredibly tight space, an incredibly hard thing to do. As you are pushing with one hand the rocks forward with your wrists and the other arm trying to help lift the large slab of stone that has fallen on Nastani's arm.
Friendship.
Nastani, you are lifting as well. You feel it give. And Rena, you quickly shove the gypsum crystals with inside.
Show 'em.
And kind of, Nastani, you pull your arm back.
I don't move.
You pull your arm back towards your face. It is free. The rock settles, and you hear above you. As Rena, you do see small pebbles begin to fall from the ceiling. But
Out.
everything is quiet as you sit there for a moment.
Okay, so I'm gonna sit
So,
here for a moment.
Is that rock now blocking the tunnel path?
No, you can wiggle your way around it. But I would say, Rena, you would know if you were to kick this rock the wrong way, the whole thing would come down on top of you. So,
Should we
Like-
try to get you guys to back out and
you're about halfway through, so you can either go for it or don't.
what if? So would they be able to back out and me face up the rest of the way that way?
Is there a way out of the room? Did you say there was?
The magma room, there are 3 tunnels, yeah. There are other tunnels that let out.
Did y'all want to go this way around this
Well-
rock? That's whole. I mean,
Your stuff is still in there. That's why. The
my
only
stuff isn't worth all of our lives. We know that.
fair.
It's a shield.
Again, we would want to get around back to that room anyway, so.
I guess go around. I mean, go back out.
We're gonna try to go back the way we came.
Okay, hey Chris, as you go backwards, make a dexterity saving throw.
And I
I'd say you can see the light out of the corner of your eyes, but what'd you get, Icarus?
10.
10. Fortunate Icarus, you try to move backwards, and you cannot.
Can I try to? So if I'm like this, right? Can I
You also
try?
take, it's 3 points of piercing damage, but moving backwards is a lot harder than going forwards.
Okay.
I feel like I could do it if I didn't roll a 3.
Yeah,
Well, let's try forwards.
So can I?
Somebody's got to go backwards.
so we've got to go to backwards. All right,
I'm
go for
working
it.
on it. I'm trying to like slowly inch my way and flip my way to where I'm on my back.
And slide out.
There's definitely no flipping over. There's no.
I don't
It is
know.
way too tight.
You start like wailing.
2 foot.
No.
1 foot.
I mean, you just said I
Do
can't.
Go
not.
ahead, go ahead and make a dex check or dexterity save as you try to back out. Right. You've done it twice before.
I mean,
What'd you get?
that was a dex save.
You have your aid.
10.
10. You also cannot move. And you take 2 points of slashing or piercing damage.
Should I just try to back it up again?
Yeah, I mean, those are
Back
the only
it
two options.
Alright, I will back it up.
It's going to be harder every
It's like
time.
It's like a Chinese finger trap.
So what you're saying is we should all move closer in.
And then scorch out. It'll just let us go. Go for it.
That's barely better.
Like 5 better?
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, wait, actually, well, it kind of depends on what this rolls. It rolls.
A little over 5 actually?
Hey, also, that knocked my original roll over to a 20, and I think that's hilarious, but the total is 16.
Okay. Icarus, you are able to kind of scoot yourself out, bless you.
Bless you.
And as you kind of are able to free yourself, you push back. Your legs pop out, then your wings, and your arms finally. You kick the torch. It is long extinguished. But, Icarus, you are out. Renner, are you still trying to back out?
Sure.
Okay, go for it. What'd you get?
It's a 3 plus 3, 6. What kind of save? Sorry.
Dex.
Plus 0. Yeah.
Okay.
6.
8 points of slashing damage. Alright, Dara.
Guess I will
Next
try
one,
to
you
back
going back?
We're gonna get killed by a tunnel.
Happens way more often than you think. It's horrifying. I hate them.
These are memorable for the wrong reasons.
Imagine those like
That's 22.
22. Dara, easy enough. You're able to back yourself out. Kind of scuttling, and Icarus kind of, once he sees your legs, pulls you all the way out. Dara, you are free. Rena, you backing up again, or?
I will try.
Okay, go for
I
it.
feel like Rena just holds still.
and then if
and
I
then
back
Dastani
out.
gets out, and then you can crawl forwards, which will be much easier.
Or
And
you
then
can
you can-
misty step
Yeah, face step, yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Up to you.
If you want to try.
I'll wait.
We just need to get Dastani out first.
Speaking of which, dexterity save, Miss Tony.
Aid. That what is aid?
Plus 4?
Plus
I'll let
4
you-
Plus
8 is your HP.
HP, right? The blessed is. if
Oh,
we're-
sorry. Yeah. Bless is the plus D4.
29 natural.
Miss Tony, finally free. You are able to get out. The bow you were holding no longer fits all the way through with it being on the other side of the rock. But
It
you
was
were
on the
able
other
to-
side of the rock.
Yeah, because you put it forward.
My
Can
bow.
maybe Rena can grab it and take it with her
Maybe
if she
Rena
face
can.
steps.
We'll see.
Yep.
I don't know.
So, but you were able to kind of push yourself out. Dara and Icarus pulling you all the way out. All right.
So how
Okay.
long is this tunnel?
For you, on the other side,
Like I'm 30 feet in.
I'd say
right?
it's 35 then. If it's 60, if we're doing this space by space with
Yeah.
Miss Tawny being at 30, you'd be at 35.
Okay. So I grab her bow
Okay.
and I just wanna make sure I'm doing this right. And then I'm gonna teleport 30 feet and I'm gonna
30.
that's how far I can. 30 feet, and then I'm gonna try my hardest to crawl the rest of the way as fast as I can.
Okay. What does it say if you try to teleport into a wall or into an occupied space?
You teleport to an unoccupied space. It doesn't say, just.
Okay.
I mean.
I'll say go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw
Okay.
as you do it. While there are unoccupied spaces, there are still the sharp crystals everywhere. And landing at the wrong angle could be pretty serious. So this is like a very careful.
Maybe try
Do I
just
see
crawling
s-
first, and
Okay,
then
what about.
just crawl forward first, and then you can face step the rest of the way.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay.
I try to crawl by. Well, their bow.
Go ahead and make a dex save
Okay.
to try and move forward.
Brenna should be able to change the angle of the bow from where she is, though, right? And get it around this rock.
Yeah. We'll see. What is it?
It's a 3 again.
Oh my god.
Plus
Right at the rock, too. Okay.
3 again. 6 again.
Go ahead and roll a d6 for me. Brenna.
The 2.
Okay, Brenna. As you go, pushing forward, you try to angle the bow best you can. And you feel yourself put a little too much force into it.
Can
As
I
you watch
just-
as the rock barely slips off the crystals you jammed underneath it.
Face up. Face up. I would have just risked it.
Make, go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw as you attempt to cast Space Step.
Is this really happening? Okay. 5 plus 4 is 9.
Rena, you watch as the rocks fall in front of you. Luckily, you are not on the loose end, but you do watch as the rocks fall, blocking off the light from the other side. As you attempt to face step, the space becomes unsafe for you to travel there, as it is closed.
Where the light was.
Where they are. And as the rocks and dust settle, here you are.
Rena, are you okay?
I'm kind of pissed for being real
Wait, can she
at
hear us?
myself.
Say, yelling through, you do hear Rena echoing through the rocks. There is a looseness there that would allow voice travel, but looking inside, holding a torch, you see that most of this, the cragstone, seems to have collapsed downwards. Luckily, you guys were not in it. And Rena was on the other side and does not seem to be heavily affected.
The tunnels, do any of them look like they might cross paths with this one?
We'll get to that in a little bit.
Rena, are you pinned down?
Am I?
No.
No?
You do have Nastani's bow.
I have Nastani's bow.
Okay, I have an idea.
Can I cast healing on myself?
Yes, you
before
can.
we continue?
What if we were to clap down each one of the halls and create like a chain of communication, and then she tells us which one she might be hearing the clap come from the other way?
I suppose it's worth a try.
Hey Rena, we're gonna try something.
Okay.
Okay, so you said there was a tunnel on the other end, right?
A cavern with lava and bodies.
Bodies.
We're going to try.
Rena is in hell.
Oh no.
I'm in danger.
I want to be in the woods.
Just stay where you are. We're gonna come find you.
I don't think she can. We're gonna try and clap down the tunnels, and if you hear one of us closer to the other, let us know, and then we'll go down that one so we can drag you out the other way.
What?
I don't think their idea is good.
I should ask, are you trying to back out now?
I'm scared.
Understand.
Do I see? Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. Go ahead and make the dex save.
Do you want to get a different die?
Yeah, do you want to borrow one of mine?
Oh God, y'all.
Might need.
This one?
Is there a purple one to you?
Purple one?
That might be the one I need. Oh gosh. Okay, here we go.
Do it.
What is this? Sorry,
Dex
I'm like
save.
having a moment. Okay, 17
So blessed.
17. God bless, yeah.
plus. I'm scared. 2, 19.
Okay, Rena. Carefully, and I mean gingerly pushing against the ground back with the bow in hand, your feet leave the exit, followed by your waist, and finally you push yourself out. As you kind of take a deep breath, you kind of brush the spiny crystals off. Looking back down, you don't see the exit anymore.
Oh look, the bodies.
You see the corpses around you as the magma begins to boil.
At least you're not alone.
And that is where we're going to end tonight's game.
Ugh.
I survived.
You survived. That was real close.
We messed up.
Yeah.
A little
It
bit.
was like nat 20, nat 20.
3,
3,
4,
4, 5.
3 again.
That was horrible. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We hope to see you again next week at the same time to find out what happens to Rena in the body cave with all the corpses and lava. Will she make it out okay? The experts say maybe. Alright, so thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And remember to
never crawl into any caves.
God, don't
And
do
also, I can subscribe.
it. Like it's
No.
Ring the bell. Leave a comment. Let us know what you thought. And a like. So
Would you crawl into a cave
let us-
like that?
We can
let
take
us
a
know?
poll.
Would you crawl into the spike hole?
How
would you
dumb?
do
How
would you
dumb
do it
you
for a
think we
light
are?
out of the tunnel? Bodies?
Would you crawl through a spike hole into hell?
Anyway,
out next
we're
week.
going off on a tangent. Good night, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye. Bye.